Would you look at the time, boys? It's 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. Wow. Indy is with us. Our good friend Indy.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing on this Sunday morning?
It's already Sunday. I'm doing great.
That is good. That is good. Yeah, you got you. What do you want to do, buddy? We're hanging out.
I don't know. It's about the right time to maybe watch The Grinch.
Someone just say Grinch. A Grinch.
My dude. Woo! That's just the movie we were thinking about.
Good call. Good call. Let's. It's a good thing you said that 'cause I've actually got it right here.
Yeah, you see a picture like this, the word universal traveling around the globe, and you hear a jingle like this, and you know that you're in for a good movie. Yeah, in this case, it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 2000.
Featuring Jim Carrey, directed by Ronald Howard. Howard. That's his full name. He's just Ron Howard for short.
Ah, okay.
You know.
Yeah, you know, showbiz.
Yeah, showbiz, baby. That's what we do. We shorten up names in showbiz. Baby.
And here we are. We see a bunch of snowflakes flying by the screen. But one in particular we're going to start entering right now. Yeah, actually, in the director's commentary, we went back and threw some of that on late one night. Ron Howard said, like, oh, yeah, we wanted to, kind of zoom into this snowflake a little bit to show the audience, like, we're entering a new world. This is a new Seuss dimension.
Alternate dimensions. Okay.
It's not your normal everyday world physics or people. This is a whole new world.
Got some Men in Black. I'm not in a locker. I'm inside a snowflake.
Exactly, dude.
This ain't no marble, baby. This ain't no marble.
Fantasy. What a genre.
I thought he was going to say the line about who doubt. It's somewhere else in the film. Trust me, I know. But if there's who doubt, that only goes to say there's who's of who themed of every emotion. I want to see what who horny looks like.
Oh, we get to see that by the end of the film, I know. Yeah, who happiness, who sadness, who blues.
Who blues?
Yeah, do you think that who's get sad? Or is that just like a...
Actually, do you think they're human? They have a human will? Or are they a different species than a human?
A who will? I think they just put the name who in front of everything, and they're like, all right, well, that's us. They're just so self-centered in their own image that they put who in front. We don't go, oh, with this human anger we're feeling. It's just anger. But they go out of their way to go, oh, it's who
anger.
Who
Okay.
doubt.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Some
The
bullshit.
sins of a who.
Some who bullshit like that.
But arguably, they do follow a lot of classic human tropes, despite being microscopic beings. They live in a society.
Yeah, and they have the traditional nuclear family of parental unit and children.
Dude, I wonder what what the who mental hospital looks like. Like what do you have to do as a who to be put behind bars?
There has to be who criminals.
Because they're pretty. I mean, the Grinch is they're just like just let this guy run away and not worry about him.
He ran off. He wasn't
Isn't
exiled.
it like a
from
who
the
prison?
region.
Who police officers? Who private detectives catching some who murders?
Oh, yeah, because you see the cop. Like, they have a full legal system. There's got to be a judge and jury in place. I'd be worried about like how specific some of the Who laws are. I feel like it's like, if you frown more than 5 times in a 24-hour period, you're written up.
Do you think it's like the Olympics where Christmas is like the day of like, you can't commit any crime. You have to be a regular who loves Christmas.
Dude, I want to see what the Who Purge looks like. That's the day that we can talk shit about Christmas.
Oh God.
No, they have to. They have all this time set aside. I wonder what the Who wars were like. Because you think with a snowflake this big, and with an array of different types of Who colonies, some of them have got to get into it with each other. Who Russia is on a
Russia.
lot of conspiracies.
Who collusion?
So you think it snows in all regions of this Who universe? If they exist in a snowflake, it's constant.
That
snow.
is true. I mean, I wonder what like a Who, like the Who's living on a some sand looks like. Some desert Who's. What are they up to?
Yeah, I mean, we always wonder it. It's like, I think, are the Who's seasons just based off where they live? Are there certain Who's living in different parts of the larger universe that just never know what snow is?
Like, you think there's a Who that celebrates like Easter or something?
Yeah, no, I think
yeah.
in one of the Anthony Hopkins
Commentary?
narrations, he mentions, I think, Easter and
What?
and Saint Fizzon's Day,
What?
which makes me wonder, who is Saint Fizzon and what did he do?
Yeah, because that's not like Fizzin is in no way based on any real saint, or I say real, but So I guess Saint Fizzin is just as real as the Grinch. You know what I mean? Indy?
He knows.
He knows. Oh, yeah. We just saw our first sighting of the Grinch in this movie. A scene that we've seen plenty of time. So it's almost normalized to us now. But if we were watching this film for the first time, as if any listener by now knows, this is far from it. It would be a frightening or I don't know, enchanting.
Oh, there's a Who officer. Oh,
Yeah, there he is. Not Bryan Cranston. We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we call that a Who pig, kids. He's a Who pig. Yeah, so when is the last time you saw The Grinch, Indy? Have you seen it recently?
Saw it last week with my girlfriend and her friends. I drank a lot of tequila.
Ooh.
Had a dab and then had a joint, so it was pretty fucked up.
Nice. A fellow Grincher, just
yeah,
like us.
Yeah, sharing the greens.
Sharing
the
the
holiday,
greens.
dude.
Enjoying the greens while watching the greens. Feeling a little green myself.
How did that viewing go? Were they dissecting the movie while watching it? Were they just appreciating?
Oh no, the movie was in silence, and I was the one making small comments here and there.
Oh yeah, where can we hear their podcast? Where can we hear their viewing of the Grinch? Do they have?
The second sighting of the Grinch.com.
The Grinch has risen.
The fucking G word. It's
Yeah,
like,
right, dude. Who said-
Voldemort and Harry Potter, dude.
Who just said the hard G? Grinch.
So I know that the Grinch doesn't really like Christmas, and Cindy Lou is a little on the edge. What do you think that the Who's do with Who citizens that are outwardly like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas, because they're all collectively really like it, and obviously the Grinch, Cindy Lou, this is the 1000th Whobilation, so there have been Who's previously who are like, oh, I don't practice Christmas. I'm not a Christmas type of Who. Do they? I would imagine they either exile them, similar
has
to
to be
the Grinch,
exile.
or they just straight up like burn them at the
But
stake.
if you think the Grinch survived because he would get the remains of everyone's like Christmas presents in the trash, so he was like directly under the dump, so he could survive in exile.
That is true. So yeah, nobody else. Yeah, anybody else exiled is just fucked.
Yeah, they're like,
They're
there's just snow everywhere. I can't find game to eat. Like
And
everything's all the berries are frozen.
They don't have fur all over their body,
Exactly.
so they
They just
can't
can't
survive.
survive. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
They either die with the Who's or without them.
Yeah.
They're dead.
I think when you had mentioned what happens to the Who's that are lacking in Christmas spirit, I think it harkens back to our question 2 of the Who mental hospital. I feel like at some point it's enough of a travesty in their society that they have a Who re-education.
Rehab for ruse.
They're like, he has a drastic inability to appreciate Christmas like a real Who. We got to use some Who shock therapy. We gotta do
God.
some Clockwork Orange shit where they keep your eyes open with prongs and just show you Christmas movies.
And the last case scenario, they get the Who electric chair.
Oh God. Yeah, that means there's Who court. There are Who crimes. This confirms it.
Who court.
There are Who crimes. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a jury.
Oh yeah, there's. I mean, I would imagine their society is much like ours. I mean, they have a Santa Claus, a
Right.
Who Santa.
Right.
So they've got a
prefix of the
police
Who,
officer.
yeah.
They've got Christmas and St. Fizzle's Day, just like us here in the real world. So I can only assume that they've got everything that we have. They've got Who weed. They've got Who hash.
Yeah.
That is-
Who
that's
hash,
canon.
Who hash.
They've probably got
yeah.
Who heroin, Who LSD.
Epidemic.
I don't know, Who herpes.
The opiate epidemic of the Who's.
What would be like the Who like STD? Like your dick is like your dick is polka dotted.
It's like a little bit of a frostbite kind of feel.
Yeah, I've got some gonorrhea.
Dude, I don't want to hear about that super gingonorrhoeus or whatever you said. Yeah, we'll fix that. Who hemorrhoids?
Who hemorrhoids.
Dude, I think one of those boxes, the Fragile, was in Comic Sans font. I would have to double check. Next episode,
You'll
we'll
have
have
to
to take a
cross-check
peep.
that. I want you to have Comic Sans on
Yeah.
your phone pulled up and then do an exact comparison.
Yeah, well, I'd be able to. On a second viewing, I could recognize Comic Sans. I think we all could. I mean, you see Papyrus walking in, you're like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's obvious.
We got a graphic designer in the house.
We've got a Who-Vetica,
Who Vedic.
one of the great Who fonts.
Times New Human.
Oh god, dude! Because Wingdings just seems
damn it.
like a Dr. Seuss created font.
that
like,
would make sense. Yeah.
here's a question: do you think there are people that know like all the images of Wingdings and could read it? Like, if you showed them like a Wingdings
There has to be
document?
someone who could decipher the code of
Some,
the
like-
Wingdings.
Yeah, where did Wingdings come from? And aren't there like Wingdings 1, Wingding 2? Aren't there like multiple ones?
There are
What
alternates.
was that? Just like some like board programmer for Windows 95? Like, let's just make some like funny like like the I don't know, the stage 1 emoji.
Dude, I will look it up.
Oh, nice. We
I'm
got
very
fact checker
curious.
Indy over here. Thank God, because God knows we don't fact check anything.
Yeah, we run into some issues with that, by the way. We never knew a good time to bring this up, but we've definitely given some very false facts in watching the
No
movies without
cross-checks.
computers.
We were wrong.
Yeah, one correction I'd like to make, if you've heard any of the past episodes, we've touted that the production cost was a $200 million budget. It was actually $123 million, as reported by Wiki. I feel like we got the number 200 from a review that we were reading. We kind of went through a bunch of IMDb reviews looking for the 1 and 2 star reviews of the movie.
Ooh.
And I think that was someone's gripe. They said, "Oh, it's a $200 million movie," and I just took that to be fact. When now I can return and say, "Haha, you're wrong," poke holes in their argument and defend my 10-star review of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
This is from the audience to you and me, Mark. Wrong-o. So you guys don't have to say it. I already said it for you. Because we're the bigger Grinch. We own up to our mistakes. We'll correct ourselves. We are not afraid to admit when we're wrong.
Oftentimes when we're watching it, it's just for the sole appreciation of the film. What am I, a scholar? Am I, writing my dissertation on the Grinch and presenting it to a jury of my peers? No, I'm enjoying the Grinch in my living room like I do every Christmas season, and I will continue to do. And we're just having some fun.
Yeah, we're just a couple of Christmas boys enjoying the Christmas spirit with our Christmas Grinch. The Jim Carrey one, the 2000 version, the best one, the more raunchier one of the three. You know the other two I'm talking about. I don't even have to mention them. Damn, Andy, you reading a novel over there or what?
Dude, there's like a dissertation on this whole thing.
Really?
But it says Wingdings is a combination of dingbat and Windows.
Okay.
The creator had a connotation for it, saying, it suggested a sense of wildness and excitement. And the term dingbat comes from the old printing presses back in, the 1700s?
Wow.
In which they needed a shortcut to when they need to ornament their text.
Wow.
So somehow this man just combined the two and was like, Microsoft PC needs this font.
Wow. That you learn something new every time you watch The Grinch. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Wingdings is the hieroglyphics of the modern era. Take that, Egypt. We've got our own.
We got you beat.
I think what perplexes me is Max is the only dog in this Who universe.
Yeah. We had kind of talked about that in the past, too.
Yeah.
Like, how many animals are actually shown.
True.
There are some, birds at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's Max. But I'm not really sure. The evolutionary tree of the Whoniverse is very complex. Charles Darwin studied many of the Whovian finches.
The Whovian finches.
On Mount Crumpet. Here's a thought. Do you think that our UK listeners hear Mount Crumpet and they think, "Oh, that sounds delicious. I love crumpets."
They must think it's an American dish.
What's the Jaffa cake? Jaffa cakes, is that a UK treat?
Johnny cake?
No, Jaffa
That
cakes.
sounds very familiar.
It's like they're like tiny pastries. It's like basically imagine like a hamburger without a top bun, and the meat is chocolate and the bottom bun is bread or like whatever they put in cookies. I think it's like they're like the Doritos of cookies over there.
Yeah, it looks like half a cookie without
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah,
Really.
You take the top bun off of a hamburger, and instead of meat,
Replace it with
it's
the
like
chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lasagna, but instead of lasagna, it's dessert.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just enjoying. Here we have Cindy Lou singing the single of
classic.
the Grinch movie.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they vetoed, who is it, Faith Hill? I'm glad they were like, put her in the fucking credits. Like,
That song in the
we
credits.
paid for the song. Like, we would feel bad cutting her out of the whole movie. So, like, let's just bump her to the moment where everybody turns the movie off. The credits.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just this decision with the production company to be like, we're not really convinced in the power of this new artist singing the song. Might as well throw in some adult that all the boomers know.
That everyone.
Like it was like the Lil Nas X song. Like it's a banger song, but they're like, I don't think older people are gonna listen unless Billy Ray Cyrus is on this. But we all know.
Do you guys have the Grinch soundtrack?
We do not.
It doesn't exist on.
Doesn't exist?
Doesn't exist on Hot Wax, aka Holy Grails, aka Fire Emoji, aka Vinyl.
The vinyls.
Yeah, we've looked.
None.
It doesn't exist, and it's a shame.
Okay.
But there is still hope, because recently the Roger Rabbit soundtrack was pressed. Which
Whoa.
who the fuck was asking
Wow,
for
yeah,
that?
who was clamoring
Fucking
for we
nobody,
need this?
Nobody was asking for it. I still bought it, obviously.
Wow. Okay.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I listened to it after buying it, thinking, "Wow,
Yeah.
this is actually a lot better than I thought. Why did I buy this in the first place?" Well, I'm glad I have it now. So there's still hope that one day, I'm hoping next year for the 20th anniversary of this movie. 2020.
Ooh,
'cause
20.
This came out in 2000.
2000.
Some quick math
easy,
for you.
Easy,
20
easy
years.
math.
It makes it a 20th anniversary, which
Yeah.
a lot of popular franchises and IPs
Yep.
do celebrate for
Yeah.
some reason. Why are anniversaries special to us? Why is a numeral of 10? What's the deal with anniversaries? What's the deal with celebrating anything?
I mean, how happy we are to celebrate birthdays.
What's the deal with Christmas? What is the deal with anything in this world? You know what I mean? It's like you asking a question, you may as well not. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy. Have fun. Just watch The Grinch every day in December only.
The 25 Days of Grinch.
Yeah, I wonder what the old pagans that celebrated what would become Christmas would think of how Christmas has grown. They were like, "Hey, dude, we cut down trees and danced naked in the woods, but like, what the hell is this?"
We have a story of a green hairy man. What?
Yeah, dude, Jesus is going to come back one day, and he's going to watch this movie, and he's just going to go, "What the fuck are you people smoking?"
That's a question. How do you think the canonical biblical Jesus would react to seeing this movie, The Grinch? Because I think it has enough values in it. He might not understand all the modern references.
I feel like he would see the man of a Grinch as a man of sin, but he finds his salvation in the end.
I have a dire question for you to answer that. Is this the first movie that he's ever seen? Does he know what a movie is? Does he understand pictures and pixels and lights combining to make images such as this? Is he even going to understand what he's looking at, let alone the story that he's seeing on this moving piece of parchment? I mean, Jesus has been dead for, 2019 years?
Well, I mean, his body has, but his soul and spirit have been alive watching every second of our lives since then.
True, and they said it's the 1000th jubilation, so 1,000 Christmases have happened thus far.
You're right. 1K jubilation, Jesus.
Yeah,
it all makes sense now. I mean, does Jesus see? Is he watching? All the TV and pornography that we watch. Does he I know he sees our souls and our intentions and our decisions and whatnot, but does he just see everything ever in the whole world? How does Jesus work? What are the metatonics of
You're
Jesus?
an idiot.
My understanding was always, Jesus / God / the Holy Spirit, all the same person, I guess. They're watching us, which I think by
the transient property.
Vicariously, they're watching the Grinch while they're watching us. It's made me wonder, what would Jesus think watching our lives if his headphones got unplugged and he couldn't hear? He couldn't hear what we were saying. Headphones unplugged. Just watching us, these evolved apes, sitting watching a glowing screen, watching a sadder green
human-like figure.
He's just watching us watch the Grinch
This
and jacking
ape
off
being.
separately and sometimes together. Here's another question for you. Does he just take over our eyes and see through our perspective? Or does he
Oh,
see
he's
kind
on
of like
this
an outer
Jesus thing,
perspective?
dude.
Like in this setting right now, is he seeing us three sitting in a room, or is he like seeing through our eyes? These are questions that I really need answers for. These are not answers that I get going to church.
Maybe you need to find the Book of Who.
Yeah, you need to do some reading. Call 1-800-PRAY now. You need to ask some professionals about what this means. Because I'm even more terrified at the thought that Jesus watching my life is through my own eyes. Because I don't know, something about like, watching someone commit a sin as a third person versus, watching them do it as the person. I don't know, dude. I wonder why we always get on the topic of Jesus watching this movie, but I'm reminding. I mean, this is a Christmas movie, and
true.
he is
Of
the reason
pagan
for
holidays.
the season.
Yeah.
It's without Jesus, we wouldn't have the Grinch. So honestly, you know what, Jesus, you're an all right guy. Thank you for the Grinch. Thank you for being born. Thank you for making a fucking holiday after yourself. Not the first one, but the second one of the year. I don't know. We got Easter and Christmas. I think that's really it for Jesus, right? For holidays. You got
From
two
what
of
I
them.
know, yes.
I mean, I only have one holiday, my birthday. Christmas is like Jesus' birthday, and then we celebrate the day that he came back alive.
Came back a lot, yeah.
Which,
This
I mean,
coming of
arguably,
Jesus.
is if I died and came back after 3 days, people would probably be like, wow, like, we got Easter. This is Nate Easter.
If you came back alive, what would you have people do? I mean, for the Easter Bunny, we decorate eggs.
I definitely got probably to watch the Grinch.
Oh, okay. Easter is a Grinch.
Yeah.
A Grinch to the respect of
Canonly, Easter.
Saint Nate.
Saint Fizzin. We got Saint Fizzin. We got Saint Nate, dude. Yeah, that'd be great. How would you choose your liveliness to be celebrated for the rest of time? Yeah, because I just remember as a kid. I mean, there are a lot of Jesus-based holidays, but I'd be like, well, these are the ones I get presents. Easter, I get like one from a bunny, and then Santa, a couple from a dude, big white dude in a beard.
I don't know about you, but my Easters were always like I would get like $1.25 in like nickels and like
And
4
eggs.
jelly beans
In the
spread out
eggs?
throughout my house. Yeah, I would have to go hunting for
Yep, yep.
$1 and some change, and like a small amount of jelly beans.
I think the most disappointing
that
was
was it.
like when you had an egg and it's just confetti in there. It's like, what was I supposed to do
well,
with
I mean,
this?
I at least got some nickels. I never.
Oh no,
got just
there was
confetti.
candy, jelly beans, and money in mine. But when you got the one with just confetti, it's
Ugh,
like,
that's it.
damn,
Sorry.
I can't even do anything with this.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh well, I didn't expect anything, and I'm still disappointed. That's a quote from Breaking Bad by the Huey, the son.
Huey's the big black guy.
Oh shit! What am I thinking of? I don't know. Just forget it. Fucking forget it.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking right now. We're seeing the Grinch sitting in his classroom. He's giving a little wave to Martha May Whovier. We're getting a little backstory. He was smitten from an early age.
Dude, he was 100% eye banging her in that scene. That like adolescent Grinch was like fucking
Ready.
Martha Mayhew with his eyes, with his green, yellow, beady little eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mayor comes up. Well, not the mayor, at the certain time, but the mayor character as a younger mayor child.
Yep. In the same classroom, yeah.
Yeah, he saw that, and he was like, you know what? I see what you're doing, Grinch. Like we got similar tastes, but my primate tendencies are kicking up. So I gotta
I gotta put you
make
down.
everybody laugh.
Yep,
at
I
you.
gotta show you your place
Yeah,
in
yeah.
society.
Because he knows deep down he's insecure, and he knows that the Grinch,
yeah.
100%. He probably knew that Martha had a thing for the Grinch.
Yep.
So
The classic bully mentality.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, the mayor's just a big fucking cunt,
Yep.
if you ask me.
We'll see if we tested out the bleep on the C word or not.
Please do it after he says it. That purposefully, like. Oh man, do Do you know the actor who plays the child Grinch?
I was just looking it up because
hell yeah, dude.
he was much older than he looks in
For sure.
in this. It was like
Wonders of makeup.
Yeah, let me see here.
I'm pretty sure. No, they just painted him green. That's all they had to do.
They found a kid.
His
painted him green,
nose
like,
already looks like that. His hair.
He had mutton chops
already
going to
looks
the
like that.
side.
I'm pretty sure. Honestly, that outfit he's wearing probably is just what he wore on set. He walked in, and they just gave him a quick spray
You're the one.
paint.
He's the one.
His fingers probably look like that too.
Okay, so I've got some facts.
Okay, about the kid.
The actor Josh Ryan Evans. Let me just read what IMDb says. Despite being one of the smallest actors in Hollywood at 37 inches, Josh proved quality early on in his life. So he was born in 1982. So that would put him on. He was 18.
What?
He was 18 years old while filming this. Yeah.
What? Wait, he's that short and he's 18?
Yeah, no, he's 37 inches tall. And actually, no, I never looked this up. In the past episodes, he actually died in 2002 at the age of 20.
Oh, wow.
So we will be, we're going to be pouring one out right now for Josh Ryan Evans, an amazing actor. Amazing.
Well, shit.
Was that his first movie?
What was his name again? I forgot it already.
Josh Evans. Oh, Josh Ryan Evans.
Josh, if you're out there listening to me, hanging up there with Who Jesus,
He's gotta be, dude.
you did a great performance of the young Grinch. Honestly, if you weren't in this movie, it probably wouldn't be as successful as it was today. So this one goes out to you, Josh Ryan Gorder.
You're an inspiration for Grinches everywhere.
I love you.
You did it. Damn. So he's 18. Yeah, okay.
Getting some sad news at one of the saddest parts of the movie. Oh God, I don't know. Jeez, I think I need a moment.
Yeah, child Martha Mays shedding a tear. I'm shedding a tear at home. Because life isn't all about happy endings. You gotta get through the rest of the plot.
Wait, hold on. I think we need a moment of silence. Where's the remote? We need a moment of silence. Can we mute the movie for like 10 seconds? Just in some solitude and pay some respects. If you're sitting out there, hit F on your keyboard. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for praying with us.
I love the Grinch. I love the Grinch. I love this movie. I love everyone in it.
We got to dedicate this episode.
Yeah. This is for you, Josh.
Josh Ryan Evans.
I'm laughing, but it's a respectful kind of laugh. It's it's this man's career has brought me a lot of joy.
Dude, he's probably felt the same rejection as being a very short and minute man at the age of 18. Yeah. So he probably resonated with what the Grinch represented in his childhood.
It's true, honestly. Did it say the cause of death?
Ooh.
Can we look that up?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it a minute here. Let me see.
All right. We'll come back to him. All right, we're watching the Grinch just screaming obscenities at the Who's from his cave top at Mount Crumpet. Honestly, because if the Grinch can hear the Who's singing from down below, they can definitely hear this.
Oh yeah.
So imagine just walking through, downtown Whoville, hearing
just a bellowing
hearing
voice.
your name.
Yeah.
And then I hate you. And the Who's being, the charismatic, almost kind of dopey characters that they're built to be, are probably like, what was that? Was that?
Why is
no.
my name up
They
there?
probably shrug it off. But every single one of those Who's at one point has probably heard their name followed by a, I hate you.
That's got to be another leading cause for people checking into the Who mental hospital. I'm pretty sure the Mountain just said they hated me specifically.
Oh, you're hearing voices again.
The Grinch or the God. Okay, and then actually, before we move on, so I actually did look it up. So Josh Ryan Evans, cause of death, congestive heart failure.
Ah. His heart did not grow in 2 sizes that day.
Oh, no. No, we
Is that a painless death?
I
would
don't
hope
know.
so. We don't have to
We'll
look
have
that
to get
up.
a medical
we
doctor
we
here.
can I'm just going to believe that it was. I'm just going to believe that it was painless because that's what this man deserves.
I don't know, man. From the look of like when the Grinch's heart starts growing at the end of the movie, that looks painful. Like that looks painful. I think anything heart related, it can't be good. Actually, small tidbit. I heard in a TED talk that I mean, did you ever hear the people will tout, oh yeah, like there hasn't been a death from old age in 30 years or something like that. Like, did you ever hear that?
Everyone dies of
because that's what they want you to believe. I guess I'd always heard that and thought that was it. But then there was some TED talk where they were like, they just made it like well, not illegal, but like against the rules at the hospital to write that as cause of death.
Just
like
old
30
age.
years ago. Yeah,
They
it
had
was
to write
just like
something.
they were
his
just
heart
like, yeah,
gave way.
it's just like these there's these
Damn.
these people like, just don't write that on the sheet. And then everyone is like, all right, well, I got to come up with something.
He's too fucking old.
Yeah, right. Like a cause of death. I don't know. Feet failure. Slipped on a banana peel. Fell down an elevator shaft.
Loss of Christmas spirit.
Loss of Christmas spirit.
There's nothing we could do.
He got dumped by his girlfriend, and he just exploded right there in front of her.
Spontaneous
Proposed to his
explosions.
then girlfriend. She said no. Killed himself. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot more exciting ways to go out than just of old age. But that's interesting, though. That did they say why? Were they just like, this is too boring? Like, we got too many people dying of old age. We got to spice it up. Like, they're going to, the hospital's going to get cut funding because we just are letting all these old people die. We're just letting them sit and they die. We got to have it on them. It's not on us. It's on them because it was their heart or something.
We'll have to see if there's an episode of House where they talk about it. Maybe Gregory House gets into a tiff with someone. Well, at this point in the movie, it looks like the mayor has the popular vote right now for being holiday cheermeister. Cindy Lou suggested the Grinch could be, but it looks like most of the people are just down for their same boring, listless lives. Let's elect the mayor cheermeister.
All right, so your
The sheeple.
previous comment made me Google the following phrase, Dr. Gregory House Grinch. and I found a great little tidbit. Oh geez, it's kind of long. Oh Jesus, I'll read a little bit, at least the first paragraph, because it's quite a bit. So basically, it's just this website, Wattpad.com, and the title of this excerpt is just called Grinch. Holidays were coming up, and it was always rough on the hospital. Doctors, nurses, and staff wanted time off to be with their families and enjoy the festives, though they knew patients were missing their own holidays, and it took every doctor in the hospital to put them first before themselves, making the best of the season. However, one doctor in particular had been a Grinch the past few weeks.
Like in costume?
House had ignored Alyssa for the past few weeks, seemingly out of nowhere and with no explanation. She invited him to Thanksgiving, invited him to the house for Christmas activities. However, he ignored her, and every time the kids came in with Jonathan, he wouldn't bat an eye at them. Every time he would be approached by Alyssa, he wouldn't say a word. Honestly, I don't even know if this is Dr. Gregory House, like of House.
I have no idea.
Is this a
You're
House
reading.
episode, or is there just another doctor named House?
I don't know what this is. I just Googled Gregory House Grinch and clicked on the first link that seemed Grinch related. But upon reading those first two tidbits, I think that is really the only part where they mention Grinch, just saying this guy's being a Grinch. I don't know why they would just title the entire thing single word Grinch.
It's like being
But-
a Mr. Scrooge.
So that's
that kind of concept.
that's the last time I Google something and start reading without reading before.
Yeah, leave your vote in the comments. Should we try to research a bunch of shit during the episode, or just say whatever we want? No, I kid, of course. We're learning a lot this episode.
I would just like to confirm that is about Dr. Gregory House.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll read some more lines here. Haven't you heard about the Grinch whose heart grew 3 times in size? Medically impossible. But you get the whole metaphor. House said sarcastically,
myth
letting
debunked.
himself in.
We got it.
He looked around the decorated house. The warm feeling it gave wasn't something he was used to. He watched as Tessa pulled the kids closer to her, while her parents watched in confusion on who this man was. House gave them a head nod, limping over to Alyssa's couch and plopping himself down with the grocery bags. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck this is,
I
but
don't know what you're reading, dude.
it's long. It's like it's pretty long. I'll read the last line. It ends well. Maybe he wasn't a Grinch after all. Clearly-
it's figuratively the Grinch.
Clearly
Yeah.
fan fiction. Anybody who's ever seen House MD would know that House never learns. He never gets better. He never gives a shit. Anytime he's close to letting anybody in, he just ruins it because he's a drug-abusing fucking piece of shit, and that's why I love him. Do you think in this scene that the Grinch is, like, purposely being kind of playful with Cindy? Like, 'cause she's smiling at him like she's enjoying this. Do you think this is his genuine attempt to...
I think so, because most people are just scared by his face.
That is true. No, yeah, I think you're right. This is just him. I mean, when somebody comes into your home, you're a little caught off guard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when
stranger?
he's in
Of course.
town, you know, he's prepared to be like,
Yeah.
the Grinch. But now he's like...
He's got to
He
maintain his
doesn't know what
persona.
he
yeah.
doesn't fucking know what the fuck he's doing, and neither do we. Welcome to Whoville, baby.
Who said that?
Did somebody just say?
That was real.
Oh,
And the war. One of these episodes, we should just try to quote the whole movie.
holy
We
shit.
should just try to like. We'll have a printed out transcript.
Achilles, just put the subtitles on.
Yeah, let's just put the subtitles on, and let's try to
No, yeah,
try to
right.
recite the entire. Well, they will now. We'll edit that out. We won't.
We'll bleep that out.
yeah, we'll bleep that part out, so people won't know.
Just put on the beep.
Yeah, here's a question. We thought about this. We've been watching The Grinch so much. I think there would be, at a point, you know, we could decide to really rehearse it, and it would probably only take a little while to have the whole movie memorized. What do you think about this from an artistic perspective? If we put on a show where we're just sitting in a dark room and we are just reciting every word, every line from The Grinch from start to finish in a completely dark room,
Jesus.
and then, you know, at the end, after this, you know, thunderous storm of applause, you know, we just leave silently and leave people to their thoughts. I mean, what would people think of that? Would that be
So-
subversive?
Is there no visual stimulation? It's just purely an audio
Yeah.
in a black
Yeah.
room.
No, this is a live.
Yeah.
it's just us two sitting on a stage, in regular attire,
Mm-hmm.
two chairs, dimly illuminated by some dim lights.
Yep.
And we're just reciting the Grinch from memory. Just going, we've got our respected characters. We'll make it flow, but we just recite the entire movie. I mean, we would give it a little bit of oomph for some of the lines, but we wouldn't be singing and dancing. We're just sitting there, kind of reciting this, almost kind of like a poetry-esque.
Yeah, slam poetry
kind of
night
delivery.
at some coffee bar.
Yeah, and it would probably take about an hour 45 minutes.
Just about. Just around that.
Maybe like even in the moments in the movie where it's quiet, we would pause. Maybe we recite, this is where the Grinch is seen standing, on top of his mountain, slowly transitions into older Grinch, clearly showing the passage of time, and now we're moving into the cave interior set. Grinch says, "What would I wear?" Something like that.
I feel like you're having like a inside the actor's studio with the
Yeah.
Grinch.
Yeah. We've got like some green brandy that we're sipping. I think it would be a very introspective night. People would, they would be kind of taken aback by, they wouldn't know whether to laugh or to cry. They would probably just be throwing money and flowers and their shoes on stage.
Jesus.
Yeah, bras, underwear. We would leave, subtly through the back door. People would be running outside in the parking lot looking for us, trying to find us to just
sign
many
sign their
women just throwing
genitalia.
themselves at us.
I
being,
get you.
Please let me suck your Grinchy-looking dicks. Please, please, please.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm gonna go pee outside really quick though.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
All right.
you don't got to tell us, man.
Okay, just 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know.
God, I just really love watching The Grinch, dude.
It's an incredible film. People always ask me. They go, don't you get tired of watching The Grinch? How do you do it? Is it? Why do you put yourself through it? Is it for show? And it's genuinely. I just love this movie. I really do believe that this movie is one of the very well written. The humor is on point. Just the artistic, leaps that Ron Howard has made, and the acting by Jim Carrey and everybody else, and the story, the adaptation of the classic tale. It's all just very, very, very well done. There are few things about this movie that I have ill to say about, and that's not, any favoritism, or it's nothing, I'm not saying anything bad about it because, I'm playing favorites because I love this movie. I just genuinely do really like this movie. If I hated the movie, I would say I hate it, and I wouldn't be watching it fucking every single day in December.
Nate, how many times do you think you've seen this movie?
I would say, last year is when I really started watching this movie.
Okay, the
Before
revisit.
last year, I've only seen it once. As a child, don't really remember. A classic, movie you watch as a child, you're not paying attention. You fucking jack off for the first time in your life, and you forget, you're the first, 8 years
True.
of your life.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember it as a child. Vaguely I know I watched it, but that's really all I can say. So last year, it came into my life. I was like, wow, this movie is great. Just like I think today that this movie is amazing. And, it stands to the test of time. This movie is the Citizen Kane of Christmas movies.
Oh, I agree.
It's one of the best Christmas movies. This is actually, I'm pretty sure to date, not fact-checking this, but at one point in time, this movie was the third most successful Christmas movie after...
Third?
Yeah, after...
Okay.
Previously, it was the second.
Yeah.
The first movie that was the best Christmas movie was, I think, what's your Shoot Your Eye Out Kid? Or no, I'm sorry, not that one. Home Alone.
Oh.
was like the best. Yeah, different kid Christmas movie.
Oh, different. Yeah, of
Different
course.
kid, blonde, white. They all look the same.
Yep,
White people are just all this. They're all white.
Woo!
Blonde and white kids. They're all. It doesn't matter.
All who's look
Yeah,
the
so
same.
Home Alone was the most successful Christmas movie, and then the new Grinch, the 2018 one, came around, and that actually is I don't know if it's currently the most successful Christmas movie, but I know at one time it went New Grinch, Home Alone, and then this movie.
Wow.
The top 3
Okay.
successful Christmas movies. So really,
'Cause
anybody who
since
says
this Grinch, 2000 Grinch, and 2018 Grinch, was that a huge gap? There's nothing in between.
well, the Home Alone is in
No,
between.
other Grinch media.
No, yeah, they took a little bit of a break.
Wow.
Like they're, you know,
So it's like
just
a
the three main-
revival
the three main
of
Grinch
the
movies.
Grinch.
Here's a question though, dude. They had a Grinch before that. It was called Halloween is Grinch Night, and it's like the Grinch coming down from Whoville
To do Halloween?
to do Halloween. It's another like cartoon, like 20-minute thing, kind of like the Christmas one.
Oh man. Okay. I was gonna ask. Like,
Not
I
as
thought,
good,
I
though.
thought there were only three media pieces of the Grinch, but there's the Halloween special. You're saying?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. The Grinch cinematic universe is larger than anyone expected.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, I mean, unless you include the pornography, there's a couple more.
Ah,
that's
the
not-
black
it's not-
sheep of the.
It's not canon
universe.
nor
True,
like,
true.
that's more fan fiction.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just some people dressing up like our favorite Grinch characters and just fucking.
Yeah. No, makes sense.
Here's a question: if you were the director of the Grinch porno, what would you add in it? What would you think the Grinch porno would need to capture?
Bestiality with a dog.
No, dude. This is probably a dumb question, but isn't bestiality illegal?
Well,
We're gonna have to fact check that one.
yeah, no,
Is it just frowned upon? Is it just we don't like it, but
yeah, that's in like our world, but in the world, I mean, the Grinch he's not really a Who. I mean, clearly he's green, he's hairy, he's of a
he's
different
a what?
species. Yeah, he's a what? So, and it goes to show Martha Mayhew and the Grinch definitely are fucking after that Christmas party. So really, I mean, the Who's probably have some loose sexual, laws or morals, I guess would be the right term.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I'm not saying that we approve of bestiality. All I'm saying is that maybe the Whoverse is a little different. So if you're making a sour face, or if you're thinking, wow, these guys are sick, why don't you try having a fucking open mind about these things? We're just debating art topics that I mean, I don't know. You're the sick one if you're that close-minded.
Oh goddamn!
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I love watching this movie with Maker's Mark in my hand. That's what I'm gonna say. A little Christmas whisk.
Yeah, it's not green, but it sure is Grinchy.
Grinchy.
So wait, you were saying by your logic, because in this universe it wouldn't seem weird, then it's fine to just put it in a live human production, like of
In
the
our
Grinch
universe?
porno? Because that's a slippery slope, slipperier than Mount Crumpet's slope. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cheermeister's getting his gift.
And it's
The gift of a Christmas shave.
a nostalgic yet tragic gift.
Yeah, right.
the
Like
Grinch's
what?
history.
That's a dick move. Like
Yeah,
here's this
yeah.
present I got that is like the item of your trauma.
I think what's more impressive is it's the same exact brand model
Yeah.
that it was at least 10 years ago. They somehow salvaged the original model
Yeah, that
just
is-
for this gift.
Oh god. Yeah, this is a vile and corrupt mayor. That's all I'm saying. And he's all happy about it. No one else knows that side of the story. Everyone else thinks, "Oh, haha, fun shaver for the hairy green man." But
But innocent
this is
joke.
tragic. Dude, look at the rock on that diamond, though. That's like 3
Damn.
layers of rock.
It's stacked.
That's some like Who diamond, some Seuss rock.
I think there's like Who blood diamonds.
Honestly, that scene catches me by surprise every time. It's like I every time I watch this movie, I
The
think-
diamond ring part?
just not even just that scene. Just many of these scenes make me like I'm watching it and I'm like I know how the story goes, but like maybe just this time it'll be
It's
different.
a little bit different.
Like I know I mentioned it before, especially with the you know the flashback of the young Grinch. And, honestly, what this scene is, calling back to. So I guess maybe that's why I feel so like this during the scene. But it's just I just wish maybe just maybe it goes a little different the next time I view it, and the story is totally different. And I get a new Grinch, a new set of wacky one-liners from Jim Carrey, ad-libbing, and
New revelations.
but no, it's always the same. It's always the same Grinch. It's always the same jokes, the same stuff that I love, and I don't mind it. I never think about how it could be different.
Dude, so every time I watch this movie now, I try to look at a different background Who actor, and there is some crazy designs of these costumes.
Like
and
that
hairpieces.
chef?
I just saw this older Who grandmother character with a full Frosty the Snowman. Dude, actually, I just saw one. Dude, she's got a Cat in the Hat outfit on. It looks like. Dude, it looks.
Gingerbread.
I don't. Or is it? Or am I? Okay, I might just. I'm gonna be hitting that Who hash
Could
a
be
little
a
too
cool.
hard. Whoopsies.
Could be a good Dr. Seuss reference though.
But yeah, just watching random background actors every time.
Dude, do you think that we would be able to count how many Who's live in?
Oh my
Whoville from
God,
this
the
film?
general population of Whoville.
Do you want to We should just we should try to profile every single Who in this entire movie. There's got to be I mean, the in the cast listing. There's got to be everybody.
It's got to be everybody in here.
The Screaming Woman #1, Chef Who, Gingerbread
Chef
Who.
Chef 2.
Okay, here's another good dude. So that bearded guy right there, that's Ron Howard's dad, as the local drunk.
Damn, the local drunk. That's my good stuff. Man, that's some pretty strong alcohol.
Yeah, right.
You don't just light a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's that's
that's
fucking
that.
fire,
Was it
dude.
the rum
Holy
diary one
fuck,
where it's
dude.
oh, this shit's 400
Oh yeah.
proof and shit. God, dude. All right, so yeah, here's the hypothetical, dude. So it's Christmas Eve. You want to drink your good stuff. You get, I want to get some whiskey in a flask while you're at the local Christmas celebration, dude. What whiskey you putting in there, Indy? What's the good stuff? Favorite Christmas whiskey?
Favorite Christmas whiskey? Oh man. Just for something recent, I recently had the Nick Offerman whiskey.
Really?
So when he shot Parks and Rec,
Uh-huh.
and they took him to the Lagavulin factory or distillery in one of the
Uh-huh.
episodes, he actually spent time there to barrel his own whiskey.
No way.
Yeah, so it's an 11-year whiskey from Lagavulin with a Nick Offerman twist to it.
Dude, from the show, he made it when. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when
No,
they literally visit
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
legitimate Lagavulin distillery.
No, yeah, and while he was there, he was shooting. He's like, all right, let's
Yeah.
just get this going.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, and you can buy the whiskey,
It's pretty good.
and it's very good. It's very
Dude,
good.
that's a total Nick Offerman move. That's
Right?
great too. It's
I'm here. I might as well
we're,
just do it.
I saw the call sheet. Where we're filming where? Yeah. I'm gonna be putting some overtime. But be making some connections. But it's pretty good though.
It's pretty good. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta see if I can snag my hands on some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the scene. Just the idea of you're going to the jubilation. Ron Howard's father is sneaking in this, basically a flask to this thing. Who's to say how many other Who's are just getting drunk as shit at the jubilation? I mean, if you're going to the 1K jubilation, you're getting. I mean, I would be drinking 1,000 shots.
Dude, what if Ron Howard's dad was a more traditional old school actor, so he was has to be real, like
some
Bacardi 151. It has to be real Bacardi. I'm not.
pull some strings, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Pull some strings for Papa.
Dad, it's 100% alcohol.
I'm method acting. Ah.
Like, that's my son Ronald
Oh,
over there.
God. Dad, get in character,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, he yelled at me the other day because I have a frown on my face. We gotta look in the credits too. I feel like there were more Howards like, in the credits. Like, I wonder if there's just a whole
The
family
Howard
thing.
family tree. Man. Maybe that's their like Christmas project,
Yeah,
Families
yeah.
send photos of them in a portrait. Have this movie of my whole family in it.
Damn, just that like backwards like dive shot of the Grinch jumping into that dump it to crumpet machine.
Because you would think he's going down, and like, oh, where's he? Oh, he's going up instead because of the fucking gravity.
I would love to see the MythBusters episode on that. Would some giant
pole.
pipe system be able to like carry a full man up a mountain?
Well, judging by the
Like,
size
how
of
much-
the Grinch and the
like,
diameter of the hole.
What's the pressure of the air
Oh,
flow
God,
and
that would make
what's
so much
generating
sense.
that, dude? Big air.
Big air.
You know, at a
volcanic steam. Well, what's the highest temperature that could be?
Dude, subplot, dude, could you burn an entire like big ass pine tree with like a bottle of alcohol? Like, could you like feasibly
Dude,
like
yes.
drink something and then burn a tree that large?
I've heard Christmas trees are very flammable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
myth plausible.
Myth plausible.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, dude, I'm like required to take some like fire safety bullshit thing for work like every like 2 years or something. And it's like, it's a, what is it? Point, aim, pass, swerve, I don't know, whatever. But I mean, they'll show you the video. Yeah, like Christmas tree will ignite in like 8 seconds. The room is like blacked out with smoke, and I don't know. At the end of it all, you're just kind of like, yeah, if I see a fire, I'll point an extinguisher at it, and then try to run out of here.
I'll do exactly what is instructed.
Yeah, I feel like if I were like that scene in The Office where they like do the like smoke drill.
Oh, Dwight.
Dwight. Like
yeah.
I feel like that would definitely that would be a situation I would find myself in. Like if there was a fire.
Like a panic, you're just like, shit, I gotta climb up the roof now.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn, like shit's getting out of hands. Like I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I thought when you said that you meant like I would emulate that in my office.
I would.
If I thought my coworkers didn't
See
know
how
it
they
well
would
enough,
react.
dude, I would start locking
Oh
them in
my
and
God.
see what they're like
That's
under
fucking
pressure.
Brilliant. You're like what I saw in a TV show. Come on.
Honestly, it would probably be a lot like that.
Just for fun, just being funny. Yeah, like, dude, the Grinch just needs something to focus his attention and anger at, and he can do great things. Like, this is Christmas Eve. Like, he is throwing this shit together in one night.
Dude, he's literally an engineer. He is the Elon Musk of the
Dude,
Who's.
he is.
Like,
Yeah, dude, yeah, earlier he's like, oh, yeah,
He's
solve
so,
world
like,
hunger, tell
crazy.
no one. Like,
Yeah.
dude, okay, here's something I don't think we've ever even touched on. That part at the beginning where he launches, like, the trash, on a catapult and it enters a machine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's just created a system to turn trash into energy.
Oh man.
he's literally, like-
hazardous waste.
Is-
Yeah.
He's already made, like, a...
Damn.
Oh, actually, dude, what am I doing, dude? We got to be singing during this part,
Okay.
dude.
All right.
Just face the music, you're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I
wouldn't touch you with a 39 half coated.
Hey, dude, turn the subs on, dude. We gotta. Hey, if you're listening to the podcast, follow the bouncing ball. We're singing this together, baby. Yeah, turn the subs on, dude.
I'm sure this is the end of this song.
Yeah, fun fact: Jim Carrey really did that stunt. He's that much of a method actor.
He's
like, drive me into that wall.
Confirmed.
Yeah, dude, it was the last shot that they made.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. We weren't rolling. Mr. Grinch, you have
Termites in your smile.
You have all the tender sweetness of a
seasick
seasick
crocodile,
crocodile,
Mr.
Mr.
Grinch.
I take the
Seasick
crocodile. Something about the Grinch.
Yeah, dude, I love that part in the How the Grinch Steals Christmas 2000, when he says Grinch. You ever been Grinched before? It's one of my favorite quotes from the movie.
Wait, is that a real? He says, "You ever been Grinch?" What's it?
No, dude, that's in my. I have a sub transcript. I've rewritten this movie in my mind in just ways that I would make it I guess the best way to put it is just a little more nadier. But, usually I keep those to myself. A couple of them come out once in a while. It gets a little loose.
Yeah, Nate. So we've been meaning to bring this up. Me and Indy, we gotta have an intervention, dude. You've been watching too much Grinch, dude. If it's gotten to you're hearing words that aren't there, dude. Dude, I'm just saying, dude. Oh no.
Hey, dude, it's just December, man. We're not just about halfway there.
No, you're right. You're right. This is
Dude,
just.
Nate, you're like that. Those elementary school documentaries, and the title goes "Grinch Expert," and wheel TV in for class, and it's the Grinch documentary, folks. And then you're there explaining the whole lore and background and what you've done for the Grinch.
Do you think that if I got in a Grinch argument, do you think I would win? I
would think so. All these watches with different Grinch enthusiasts, that's training right there.
I mean, I would never think maybe.
You've got an impressive Grinch resume. That's all I'm saying, dude. You got a good portfolio building here.
Oh, dude, you guys should record a Grinch trivia. If there's some kind of game or something.
Yeah, dude. No, we gotta throw in some Grinch. We were talking about having some episode where it was like a drinking game, and we would have different rules. And it was proposed, what if we took a shot every time they said Grinch?
Holy
a character?
fuck.
Not the narrator, just a character. Do you think we'd end up in the hospital?
No, no. Because we limit it to maybe a single bottle. Between the two of us.
The limit is one bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest bottle we can find. And eventually we would finish it. And I feel like it would be in a really early part of the movie. So it's we start off great. But it just deeply dives into just, us drinking this entire bottle and just 15 minutes. A shot every time that they say Grinch. I think it would go pretty well.
So it's not the narration, but when any character says the Grinch.
Yeah, well, anytime, the word Grinch is said.
Okay.
Excluding the narrator, is that true?
I don't know. I was trying to give us some leeway, because I.
What if there's like a succession of Grinch said 3 times? Is that
Oh,
do you
God,
shoot
that's
3 at
shots.
once?
'Cause, yeah, isn't that the old rule? Faster you drink it, less it hits you.
Yeah, dude.
Including, like, when the screen says Grinch, like, that counts. That's, like, still a language of the Grinch being said just with words instead of sound. So that would count. So that is a shot when, the word Grinch comes on the TV, too.
Oh, you're talking just like the title? Like when it says How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Okay.
You got a waterfall of drink while the title's up there.
Oh, God, dude.
And here we are, revisiting, I guess visiting for the first
Dude.
time.
That means they have Who Sports.
Yeah.
Who Sports teams.
Dude, what kind of crazy events do you think would be in the Dr. Seuss Who Olympics? Because, dude, as
All the
humans, we've come up
characters.
with some crazy shit. Like,
Right,
have you ever
right.
thought about some of the things you see in the Olympics? Like, I run with a giant stick, I dig that stick into the ground and fling myself over a high stick. Like, they would have some wild things. Like, it'd be like, I don't know. It worries me to think what
Dude, but I think each character of the Dr. Seuss universe would have their specialty in the sports. Like for doubles gymnastics, thing 1 and thing 2.
Oh.
Like always winning gold.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Just... Oh, Dr. Seuss. What do you think Dr. Seuss has his doctorate in?
Dude, I'd hope it's literally just like writing or the English language.
Plagiarism.
Oh, God. I dive. Oh, God.
Biology.
Dude,
Religion.
should we look it up? Oh, shit.
My doctorate in religion.
Oh, God. He knows how to.
Because I don't think we've ever really said his real name on the podcast yet. We just keep saying Dr. Seuss. Like,
Dude,
do you know Dr. Seuss's real name before we look it up?
Oh,
Nick?
I haven't looked it up.
Isn't
I'm
it
looking
like
up now.
Thomason something? Tommy?
Can I say?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope I'm pronouncing it wrong. Theodore Seuss Giesel.
Oh, that's not too bad. Theodore Seuss Diesel? Like what?
Or
Or Geisel?
Yeah,
Oh, Geisel.
Geisel. Yeah.
So I get my G's and my D's all mixed up.
Geisel.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Theodore
Seuss Geisel.
Theo, dude.
Little Theo.
Dr. Theo Seuss.
Is there any more Grinchers, Mark, in that, that bottle?
Could I snack some of that?
What?
The
Oh, Grinchers, Mark?
The Grinchers, Mark.
Man, that the way that the Grinch rolls his eyes in that scene really awakens some weird part of me.
The Grinch fetish just came to be.
It always had. That scene has always stuck out to me. From the first time I saw it as a young boy to today. It's really defined who I am as a person.
I think it makes sense why we have the Grinch porno now. I think it had to have conjured the same feelings in people.
Oh God.
You know, these adult jokes or
there
adult
was
themes.
a deep dark market of
Yeah, right.
a very big Grinch porn community.
Yeah, God, think of the dark holes people that went down, you know, after watching this. Like all those funny, you know, memes that you'll see is like, oh, I thought, you know, this, you know, female character in a kids show was hot, and now I'm into furries. It's like if people are like, oh God, you know, Martha Mayhew was hot, and now I just have the whole thing for nose augmentation.
On a nose. I want the sharpest nose.
Like you have the person that like gets enough plastic surgery to look like a Barbie doll. There
Oh,
has
God.
to be someone out there that has made themselves look like a Who.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like the Grinch.
Any style. The Grinch. Oh, you know there's one.
like-
There's one chick out there.
Could you feasibly get like hair implants like anywhere?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, next year, dude, I'm gonna augment my body to look like the Grinch. Like I'm just gotta go fucking all out next year.
Dude. How much would you pay for that?
How much would I pay?
Yeah.
I would do anything.
You do anything for those
I would do
augmentations.
anything to be the Grinch.
It is permanent.
Permanent? It's permanent?
Okay, maybe not how much you would. Dude, what if Indy and I decided we would go in on it, like we would cover it? Like how
The
much
surgery.
How much would we have to pay you to do it? Like how much would you do that? A full Grinch makeover to look exactly like the Grinch. Body augmentation and everything.
Oh man, I don't want to tell you what first comes to mind. Jeez, God, I don't know. Like, how much what does it cost?
The
So
augment-
you're saying like extra, like you'll cover. You're
God,
like
what do
this
you-
is what you're giving me personally to do this.
Yeah, no, I think this is our money's not an issue.
Yeah, to look like that on the screen. Okay, not the mayor. Hold on. To look like the Grinch, how much?
Yeah, forever. Like you can't reverse it. That's the
Yeah.
key. You would get all the augmentation and
Yeah.
have to look like that
Yeah.
forever.
All right, I'll tell you what came to mind first. I would do it for free.
Could we at
Like if
least-
you guys paid for that, I would happily accept.
I mean, no, you need to. Okay, before you give us the real answer, you need to think
Damn.
about a few things, dude.
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
this totally limits. Yeah, I feel like your ability to get certain jobs. I would say easily.
You would only work at the Universal Studios.
Please, you're my only option. I look like the Grinch.
Dude, I would just move to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I could make money as the Grinch on Vegas.
True.
I would
true.
just get to live my life
the
out
winter
as
se-
the
the
Grinch.
winter season.
That would
yeah.
become my job. I would have to be the Grinch to rely on money to eat food and have a
You
place
would
to live.
literally.
So you would be putting me in the perfect position, forcing myself to live as the Grinch, like
Damn.
without
digging through
like,
dumpsters.
it's not an option at that point. That would have to become my life, like without question. I'd do it for free.
Okay, well, all right.
Wow.
I mean, no, good
Wow.
rebuttal to the job question, but I'm gonna go further, because I'm gonna go out on a limb. Now I know there are a lot of people out in the world with a lot of different fetishes and kinks, but I feel like there is a percentage of people that would not want to engage in sexual intercourse with someone that looks like an identical Grinch and cannot take it off and cannot change it.
Well, that's easy, dude. I just find the freaks at will.
He knows his market.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's a small window, dude, and that's all I need to work with. Dude, honestly, there has to be. I could do I could be like a Grinch, like web porno star.
Oh, okay. Like a cam boy.
Yeah. Oh
A
yeah.
cam boy
There
in a
would
full
be.
Grinch outfit.
There,
Damn, the cam
yeah, dude,
Grinch.
there would be a market for that. Where honestly, I would probably make a shit ton of money just off of that alone.
Dude, I just imagine you look like that
Thi-
like person that dresses up like Goofy, but like really dresses up like Goofy, where
Yeah.
it's like horrifyingly like realistic.
Mark, it doesn't matter whatever like you put on the table. It won't not make this worth it. I can work around anything. You put an obstacle in front of me.
As the Grinch.
I will.
You would-
If you make me look like the Grinch, dude, you're setting me up for life. I wouldn't work a day in my life.
Especially if you gain the abilities of the engineering skills.
Would you consider, how much of your life would you consider modeling after the Grinch after looking like him? Do you think you would like try to find a nice cave or a nice mountain, get a nice dog? Like, how much by the book would you live as Grinch?
I mean, I've got my whole life ahead of me, and if this shit is permanent, like
to adapt the new lifestyle.
the Grinch, we are coming into the Grinch when he is in his like late 40s. Like, I don't know, he's old, dude. He's like whatever. I don't know. How old was Jim Carrey during this movie? I don't know. Like, you know, I got some growing into these Grinchy shoes to do, but you know, I missed a couple of Grinch like adolescence years, so I'll have some to make up. Honestly, could we just do that this year?
Dude, I'll start again. I started all this year.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready.
We'll start
Oh,
a Go
God.
Grinch Me page.
Go
for-
Grinch me. Ah, goddamn.
Could you please
Go
Grinch my
find me.
friend?
Honestly, dude, all right. I'm just saying this right now. If we ever do make a Go Grinch Me page for this in the near future, this is me verbally committing to it. So, you know, not saying-
the $10,000 tier for the Go Grinchmas
Yeah.
is you get a clipping of the Grinch's toenails.
I'll just do like an augmented preview of what it would look like. And honestly, man, I think people would donate to the cause. A lot of people would probably like to see it. And I've said it before, I'll say again, I am more than willing to do this. So, ball's in your court, boys.
What if the test run was you had to look like the mayor first?
Yeah, Jeffrey Tambor in this male role. Mayor role, I mean.
See, I don't know if I mean, I could look like the mayor, but I wouldn't be. I don't know if I could wholeheartedly play the mayor. You know, I love the Grinch. You know, I don't know if I
Gotcha.
could play somebody who hated the Grinch. It'd be too painful.
Okay, I've had more time to think. Here's another question. I'm gonna try to poke. I'm gonna try to just evaluate this choice to be the Grinch. Now, there is an old Christmas trope special of Christmas every day. A wish where a child, somehow makes it Christmas every day, either by the magic of Santa. I think in one of the Sesame Street episodes, Elmo wishes for that.
The devils.
Or in Timmy Fairly Odd Parents Christmas, where isn't that the Christmas special? He like
Every
wishes
day.
for Christmas every day from Cosmo and Wanda.
I think
Because
so.
regardless,
Yeah.
this is the setup, but they all end the same. Eventually, someone is like, "I hate this. I hate Christmas every day. It truly has
Every
its time and
day."
place in December, and I hate it." This is every day, dude. Every second.
Summer
Yeah.
Grinch.
But I wouldn't have to be the Grinch every second of every day. You know, I would have days off. I just look like the Grinch. Like, what are people going to do? Like, you know, there are people out there who look a lot stranger than the Grinch walking around, and they
Oh,
seem to
yeah,
get by
yeah.
just fine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what your idea of a green person walking around is, Mark, but, dude, I feel like I would be accepted in society. I know you're bringing this Grinch image down, dude, but I gotta disagree with you, man. Like, I cannot see a downside to this. There's none. All right, you know what I mean? Bada bing, bada boom. Grinch me.
But you're not just like some like dude walking around. You're the Grinch. People see you, and it's like if you went to the store and you were like, oh, there's Mickey Mouse walking around.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
some
No
dude
one's
that looks like
Nate.
a character
No,
that
there's
you
the
know.
Grinch.
You wouldn't be like, oh,
There's-
funny man. It would be like, oh, that's the Grinch. Dude, people would yell so many things at you
Grinch.
all the
My
time.
name's
Like,
Nate.
hey,
No,
Grinch,
no.
Hey, suck on this. You'd get like fucking beer cans thrown at you out of windows. Like, fuck you, Grinch. Like
Every
Dude,
Christmas,
I would not be
they're hunting
walking
you
around-
down.
I would not be walking around like naked or in a like Santa's jacket like every day of the year.
yeah, I know.
Dude,
Yeah,
people
sure.
are not every single person.
just the Grinch in a polo walking down the street. Like,
like a Mickey Mouse, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, you see Mickey Mouse, you're like, oh shit, dude. Now he's gonna. All right, dude. Debunked, dude. Myth. We got a myth bust.
He's usually.
okay, so I guess all I was trying to do by this was busting the myth of the free. What would be a realistic number it would take for you to completely uproot your life, appearance-wise, and look like this?
I'm telling you, man, I would not have to uproot my life.
No.
I'm.
You
I
can't
could
break
do-
character. You are.
Oh well, that is different. I thought we were
That's
just
so
talking
mean.
about. I thought we were just talking about me looking like the Grinch. That's not enough for you, Indy. You stay in character 24/7. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, how much was you? Well, how much would you need?
Would you guys be monitoring me at all times to
Yes.
ensure that?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, if we're investing all this money into it, we got to make sure
All right. Well, in that case, dude, honestly, if you would like 100% fund my lifestyle, like if you were just like Nate, like basically we're gonna purchase you as like a fucking like lab rat.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna like give you like you just give me all the money I need to live. I would happily let you guys surveillance me 24/7
Uh-huh.
and stay in the Grinch.
Insane the Grinch.
I wouldn't like
Oh,
it's like
man, okay.
just that's what it would take. I don't know, $1 million.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
that's good. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a number. You can't make a GoFundMe for $0. So okay, we got 1 million is the number.
New goal, 1 million.
Start saving up. Ask Grandma for money this Christmas, and then donate it right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look a lot better than that picture of me as the Grinch on this podcast. That's gonna be real. That picture is just Photoshop. This is gonna be.
It's not CGI. It's real,
We
folks.
should just use
Come
that
on.
picture, like make this a reality. Donate to the Go Grinch Me page, please, and I'll write out a nice, little bit about the. I will write. I don't know if a page really isn't the right word. I'll write a nice little tidbit on all the pros. Why I need this, why I want this, and all the people know, everybody know, and it'll be a grand old time.
Fuck.
Another quick moment of silence for the most beautiful sunrise in the movie. We'll say it before we'll say it again. I love this movie.
And there you have it, folks. The Grinch and Max. A tale of two animals.
Indy, do you have a Grinch and Max relationship with your dog? Do you feel like you and
Oh,
Ryan
man,
get up to
dude.
some shit?
In my little corgi. Well, he's certainly not pointing to clues in my life, like a video game. Oh no.
Did you
But it's there's definite moments of just being a little playfully rude sometimes to the dog.
God damn it. You ever put an antler on top of Ein's head?
Oh yeah, I put plenty of costumes on the dog.
Oh, yeah, dude?
Yeah, but then it just hates its life
Yeah,
and just like sits down and lies
Dude,
down.
Ein's not a costume dog.
It's not a costume dog.
Have you ever done a Max costume?
I have not.
Dude,
I w-
this might be the year, dude.
I might do that this year.
Yeah, I know Kitty does not see him open to costumes. I think we tried a cow ears for Halloween.
I would do that again.
No, dude. With a little bit of spunk, dude. Well, I think we could get it. We could probably at least get it in for one blurry picture that you can kind of make it out.
What are you doing up there?
Damn. Not even the Grinch.
Oh, yeah, dude, this smile, dude. This is the reaction face I need, dude. Hold on. His, like, sweet smile. Hold on.
When she's unbuttoning her top. It's like
we're talking in a general sense, ladies and gentlemen, not this Cindy Lou. Probably the Cindy Lou from the porno. But yeah, very great reaction face. Yeah, dude, we were talking about this too. Like, he definitely didn't need to like do the full clean and jerk like to get it up.
You're
but
right.
like, dude, he's lifting the whole sleigh above his head. Like, what does this say about the Grinch's strength, dude? Like,
dude, that's nuts.
He's super who? Super what? Sorry. Super what is what I meant to say. Man, see, this should have been the Universal Studios ride. Like, they should have just shut down all the other rides, dude. 100% budget on Grinch. It's just Grinch Studios now. God, that would be something else. That's like my dreamland. Grinch Studios. Can you imagine? Do you think that like we could come up with like 10 different Grinch themed attractions to put in this park?
yes.
Oh.
Dude, that face that he makes when he's screaming is scary, dude. A little bit, like, because I think it's like the still image on the Netflix one. 'Cause he's like, dude, that's like, dude. I remember seeing it once, and I was like, that's like, what is it, the like Bilbo in like the Fellowship status where he's like, like, and he's like demon face Bilbo, like.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
Because like, think of the qualities that he has is like these yellow slit cat eyes. And it just
And such a
I
comical,
don't know. There are very
crooked mouth.
scary qualities to the Grinch.
That's not good.
Like I definitely remembered, people just having nightmares seeing the cartoon Grinch as a kid,
Dude, and it's almost there's like this weird like enhancement or de-hancement as I see it. Like I don't know, dude, the contrast, and it's all just buggered out.
it just
Yeah,
dies.
it's like Dude, a man of many faces, James Carrey. He really carries this movie.
God damn it.
Sorry, dude. I know I've been sitting on that for a few episodes.
carried it to the end.
Yeah, Grinch goes with the flow. He's like, I'm back, dude. I'm Santa now.
That's what I love most of all about this Grinch is that he stays true to his Grinchy self from the beginning you see him to the very last scene. Like he just stays true to himself. You know, he gets a change of heart, but that doesn't change who the Grinch is, you know, on the inside. His heart just grows. That's literally it. Nothing else really changes. He's just a
He
a little more
underwent just a
accepting.
physical change in his actual being.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the like one Irish accent in like the movie is like the police officer.
Always love that part.
Can we shoot that again? Dude, she has
Cheer up,
the
dude.
hardest fetish
Oh yeah.
for
Dude,
whatever species that the Grinch is.
Indy, what did you think about the 2018 Grinch, where they just dropped the whole love interest in the whole film? There's just no sexual tension anywhere in that film.
You're right.
It's just a kind of an empty space where, because like most films, you know, there's something going on, and it's just flaccid. It's quite strange.
It's filled with such bright colors too, dude. Like it's to distract you.
It's like I'm seeing a lot of round things, but like, they're not doing it for me. Usually, you know, round is one of the best shapes out there. It just goes to show what 2 decades can do. Time is a poison.
Are those midgets?
Yeah, those really really small like tiny
Yeah.
hoods.
Wait, it's not just me. Those are
Yeah.
midgets, right?
Well, no, I mean there was one. Dude, so here's another. The one
What
was
is this
Vern
big?
Troyer,
What is that?
the like mini me actor, is like was one of them. But then no, the two small humans.
yeah.
It's like no, there's a difference. It's like those were shrunken like
Wait, why?
because I guess I don't know. There's what is it, every size of who we can measure. Like I guess there's just various
Oh,
sizes of who's, and some of them are very
or
very
that.
small.
Okay.
Is it just like the two, like the pair of who's that are the small, like, because we see in any other scene other than like the car, the like those like really small.
Oh,
ones?
he was riding the small car.
I mean,
Yeah,
Is it just those two who's?
I think you're right.
maybe.
Because I can't. I mean, it's like I want to say there's not any other scenes. There might be, but like, is it just those two?
Those are the only ones we see, but I know,
Oh,
yeah,
man,
I
yeah.
think in the cartoon and some of the other ones, yeah, they've got just who's of all sizes, like, just like,
Who's of all? Okay.
like there's these weird people that like I don't know, like giving birth to ants, like grown to full people.
I
Did you
stepped
see
on the
that?
kid again. I'm sorry.
Dude, did you-
Okay.
Dude, when the subtitles came on, the guy that says "I do" is Lou.
Oh, the sub said that.
Yeah, the subs is like, "Who wants a gizzard?" and Lou is the one who goes, "I do."
Oh,
Think he's
Yeah.
part Grinch?
Dude.
we don't need to go down this path again.
That's where the sequel happens.
Who wants the gizzard?
It's like, dude, Son of the Grinch is like the sequel that was. Thank God it was never made. Unlike some other Jim Carrey IPs out there that have had sequels with children from green characters.
Oh yeah. No, I see what you mean now.
Spiegelhauer.
Because I was like, I didn't mind Ace Ventura 2. I thought that was really funny, but then I caught you were mentioning The Mask. Yeah, that was a horrible follow up. Wasn't that the plot is like, oh, the baby like wears the mask?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's like.
Son of the mask?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a baby wearing the mask, I guess.
It's Stanley Ipkiss jacked off into the mask, and a kid came out.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna pee again.
Okay.
Dude, you know, I just made like a realization about the Son of the Mask, because previously just watching The Mask, I had always thought that was I just knew of the film that existed, and then at the point in time when Son of the Mask came out, I was still under the impression that The Mask was like, the only, a piece of like media from The Mask. I didn't know. About the comics or anything like that. So I thought this was like a direct sequel to like The Mask with Jim Carrey in it, and I was like, this doesn't like where's Jim? Like where's Jim? Like where's Stanley Ipkiss? Like what's up with all these like bullshit people? But now I'm realizing it's just a story of The Mask and just another adaptation.
Yeah. No, I mean,
now I feel like I need to watch it with. I need to watch that and just have a new perspective on it. It's just a baby wearing the mask is pretty much the plot of that whole film, right?
I mean, I've never seen it. It was one of those movies where, I don't know, by the time it came out and I had seen the trailer, I think I was old enough to decide this is just one that I never
watch
need to
baby.
see. Because I think, because as a kid, you're like a barometer for quality, film. It can be kind of wonky for years. But I remember one of the last movies that I think it was like my mom rented it or something, and like left, my brother and I home to watch it. And she got us like the George of the Jungle 2, and it was like another case like The Mask too, where it was like it had a pretty solid, first movie with a great lead man, but then it was completely changed. Like it was like some other actor kind of stepped in, and it was like a different story, and it was horrible. And I think that was the first moment I can remember. There are movies out there that are horrible, and I need to just not watch some of these.
Is that like a direct sequel to the first movie? Or are they just like, hey, here's George of the Jungle 2?
I can't...
Completely different cast, or just like main George?
Well, I guess because George, I think, is the only carryover character. Well, I think they got the same actor as his like monkey like sidekick, or at least a similar looking one.
I've never seen either of these movies. Is it just a man and a bunch of monkeys?
Well, yeah. I mean, he has his monkey friends, back in the jungle, where he's from, but he moves out to the city, and obviously can't take them all with him.
Are they actual monkeys? Like what? Can you like paint a picture of like like the characters in this movie?
I was just trying to use this as a piece to say like I hated this movie, and it was like a direct to movie video sequel, and I think, but
even the first one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Wait, dude, is that the Brendan Fraser movie?
It is. Yeah.
Oh,
the first.
I love that.
Yeah.
movie.
Right. Me too.
I
right.
love the first one. Yeah.
That can we
Before he
talk
was
about?
just-
Not. I don't.
he
Can we
was
talk about the
just
Grinch again?
Yeah, but just it's just real monkeys.
Not all of them. Not all of them. There was definitely one that seemed like a man in a costume. Because one spoke English.
This is Planet of the Apes.
Monkeys?
There were a few.
A few. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
I just want to know about the monkeys. I have a fascination with monkeys.
Yeah, really, the credits can go anywhere. In these discussions.
Yeah, so man, I just watched The Grinch, and I gotta tell you, I love this movie so much. It's great. We got Grinch, we got Mayors. The Grinch wins, obviously, because he's the Grinch.
Would you say it's one of your favorite Christmas movies? Do you have a favorite Christmas movie, Andy?
Oh no, dude, this does be a favorite Christmas.
This is
movie.
definitely.
Well, if not this, it's either Jingle All the Way.
Ooh, you're a Jingle All the Way fan?
Yeah. Hardcore Jingle All the Way.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Have you not seen that one, Nick? No. Oh my goodness.
Jamie.
Like oddly, another one that captures the the plight of American consumerist culture during the holidays to try to get it. I think just kind of reminiscent of like the Tickle Me Elmo craze and like those toys that people would rush and would sell out. Yeah, it was just a movie about Arnold Schwarzenegger making promises he can't keep.
Movie.
Oh, classic Arnie.
His son is actually the Anakin Skywalker actor, the kid actor in Episode 1. That same actor.
There we go.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea what his name is, but that
kid,
Anakin
child
kid.
actor.
Yeah, his name doesn't matter. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole movie is him trying to get this toy, and it's hectic.
The kid or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he promised the kid. He promised.
He promised.
That he got the toy. Jamie, I gotta get you, Jamie. I don't know. His name was Jamie. Kid.
All right, dude. Well, we'll probably, maybe after Christmas we'll have time to maybe throw it on.
Yeah, we got a tight schedule of Grinch only viewings. The Grinch
Many more
IP.
Grinches. Okay. How many more in total you think you're aiming for?
As many as it takes.
As many.
As many as it takes.
Will you stop after the new year? Like, is that the cutting off point? Like after the 31st? Like.
I can't. All I'm saying is that I've heard some rumors around the set. I can't confirm or deny anything at this point. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on this one.
I know it was part of an agreed upon rule early on that we're gonna get deep. We're gonna get green this month, but like
this month, okay.
It's gotta. I don't know. It's one of those things like Insanity's a little better if you've got the ripcord.
Okay.
As dark as
this
don't set
the
will
limits.
get.
Just keep going. Okay, until.
Yeah, what I've learned is you just keep going and you just don't stop because there's no limit to anything.
Will you be doing the cartoon? Grinch?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting all Grinches up in here. We're getting a Grinch of any kind on this show.
Yeah, I really got to see the new one. We might have to do a viewing of that 2018 one just to maybe do a little Grinch comparison.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The 2018 one is on the list. Not that there's a list anywhere. This is all freeform jazz, freeform Grinch. Excuse me.
Well, what a movie! Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, Indy.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Merry Christmas, Indy.
Merry Christmas to both of you.
Yeah, Merry Grinchmas, Indy.
Don't invite the Grinch. He's gonna destroy Christmas.
He'll find you. He knows just where to look.
Invite the Grinch! Destroy Christmas!
Look at that hack job! Stupid cribbit! Stupid drink! I hate Christmas!
The anger, the fury, the muscles.